Why this suitcase is worth $1.4 billion. Well, actually, the suitcase is not worth $1.4 billion and there's no money in here. But the company that makes this suitcase is called Away Travel, and they are one of the best direct-to-consumer brands, valued at over $1 billion. So what's so special about Away Travel? So Away Travel is only 4 years old, and they were founded by two women who used to work at Warby Parker. And you may know Warby Parker is one of my favorite brands. It's also a direct-to-consumer company, and they're also worth $1 billion. And Warby Parker is kind of the blueprint for all these direct-to-consumer brands. So this means that they build their own products and only sell them through their own channels. So they don't sell on Amazon, they don't sell through other retailers, they only sell through their website and increasingly through their own offline stores. They're actually really profitable and have some of the highest per square foot revenue in the entire retail industry, almost as high as Apple. And because they go direct to consumer, they manage to sell a really good product at a much better price than comparable brands. So to me, Away suitcases are like Rimowa, but in cool, or Rimowa for a younger generation. And so this suitcase, I would say quality-wise is almost as good as Rimowa. I will admit I used to have Rimowa as well, and they're really good suitcases, but they're also twice as expensive. So this one costs about 250 euros, whereas a comparable Rimowa suitcase will cost something like 500 and 600 euros. But now the interesting thing is that these new brands are not only cheaper than the traditional brands, but because they're so good at social media, they're even more desirable and even more popular, at least among younger customers. So in the past, you would have said, okay, maybe this suitcase is cheaper, but the brand is not as desirable as Rimowa. But to me, it's actually the other way around. It is cheaper, but I think the branding is a lot cooler. They're so good at marketing to millennials. They're excellent at social media marketing. They're excellent at influencer marketing. They're really good at making podcast advertising. So all of the channels that I consume, they can reach me in a really good way. So at least for me, Away Travel is a lot cooler than Rimowa, and Warby Parker glasses, I think, are a lot cooler than, let's say, Tom Ford or Gucci glasses. And personally, I think every brand in the world should really take Away Travel as a case study, because if you want to know how to do really good brand marketing and social media marketing in 2019, Away Travel is definitely a best practice. So what is the takeaway if you are a brand? The first takeaway should be, if you want to learn more about how marketing is done in 2019, you should really study Away Travel and Warby Parker really well, because at least in my opinion, they are the very best at millennial marketing in the world. But if you're an established brand, I think this also shows you the threat of these new brands. In the past, you would have said, hey, I'm the established brand, and there may be some newcomers, but their only advantage is that they're cheaper, but their branding is not as good as ours. And these new brands, they're just so good at marketing that personally, I find them a lot more attractive than older established brands. And so I think every big brand can be disrupted by these new direct-to-consumer brands. So the winning formula is really to have a B+ product combined with A+ social media marketing. So what do you think? Do you own an Away Travel suitcase? Or do you prefer Rimowa, Tumi, or even Samsonite? What do you think about the direct-to-consumer revolution? Is it just a fad, or will all brands be reinvented by the direct-to-consumer movement? And can the old brands survive? Let me know in the comments below.